Welcome.
JP Crime Uncovered.
Cannibalism has existed for thousands of years, but it's hidden like a secret. But those who are hungry for an inhumane desire for human flesh tend to slip up. In today's case, we are going to uncover one of the deadliest cannibals the world has ever known.
Peter Bryan.
This video contains sensitive topics, including assault and mental illnesses and death. If too intense, please click out this video, and hopefully, we'll get to see you in the next case. Until then, stay safe. Our story for today is about Peter Bryan. Was born on October 4th, 1969. He has a pretty normal life as an immigrant child of parents from Barbados, but the family's poor financial condition made him leave school at age 14 so he could start working and support his family. The once kind-hearted man who would also teach cooking lessons at his local soup kitchen,
where he liked to help out others from time to time. Very kind, right? So, where did it all go wrong?
It all started when Peter Bryan was 18 years old in 1987. He started his terror in the year 1987 when he attempted to throw his neighbor from the 6th floor. It was an unprovoked attack, and so the police never took any actions from that attack. In 1994, he was sent to Rampton Hospital, a high-security psychiatric hospital, after admitting the murder of a 21-year-old shop assistant, Nisha Seth, who was beaten to death with a claw hammer in 1993. He was supposed to injure his manager after getting caught stealing clothes and money from work, so he went home and came back with vengeance. Instead, he used this claw hammer to kill Nisha Seth right in front of her younger brother. After committing the crime, he wanted to end his life out of his guilt, but of course, he survived. After this event, Peter Bryan became one of the deadliest killers that London has ever seen. After admitting his crime to manslaughter, he was sent to psychiatric Rampton Secure Hospital instead of being in jail from 1994 to 2001. He remained in that psych ward till he was declared mentally fit enough to be let out. Then he moved to Riverside Hotel in North London. With little restrictions, he fooled his psychiatrist and had shown extremely great progress in terms of his attitude, anger, and personal relationship. At this point, his doctors were debating letting him move into an independent living situation instead of living under care. Remember this, serial killers stay lie and wait a cooling period. It could be weeks or months or even years without killing. So Peter was transferred again to an open psych ward at Newnham General Hospital after the authorities believed he assaulted a 16-year-old girl and was going back to his old ways. And it all got worse in February 2004 when he killed Brian Cherry, a 43-year-old man who lived at a Manning house. Cherry was Peter's close friend, so one day, under the guise visiting him at his apartment, Peter decided to take his friends by surprise, ending his life in the most horrific way. He literally dismembered the body of Cherry, his victim. When the police officers questioned him, Bryan said,
I ate his brain with butter. It was really nice.
Police officers found a human brain in the pan, suggesting that he really cannibalized his victim. Cherry's body was discovered lying on the floor, naked with one of his arms separated from his body. While Bryan stood in the hallway covered in blood, according to him, he said,
I would have done something else if you hadn't come along. I wanted their souls.
After he got caught, he was sent to Broadmoor, an infamous dangerous prison for criminals who were deemed to be insane. Inside the prison, Peter continued his streak of violence and killed a fellow inmate named Richard Ledwell in the dining room. of this very hospital. He also claimed that if the people at the hospital hadn't caught him, he was getting ready to eat his victim. When Peter was asked why he chose Ledwell in particular, Peter Bryan responded,
I had the urges towards him for the longest time. He was an easy victim. He's old and weak, so it looked like his time was up.
So he decided to make a meal out of him. The cannibal killer was charged with 2 counts of manslaughter, and the jury believed that his doctors had not diagnosed him correctly enough to prevent these murders from happening. And at this point, it's highly unlikely for him to ever come out of prison in all this weirdest thing. We really don't know what causes his brain that makes him hungry for human flesh. Maybe he could be inherently wrong. Till this day, no one has really understood why some humans develop a taste for their species, but those who will definitely go to any length to satisfy their hunger. Peter Bryan will forever be remembered for the gruesome crime he ever committed and the families he tore apart.